Good morning, YouTube. Hannah back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. Hopefully you guys remember, but today is Sunday, and Sunday means that we are going to be doing the drawing to see who is the lucky winner for one of these free XRP crypto coin displays. Specifically, what we're going to be looking at in today's video, besides this, is XRP, Ethereum, Bitcoin, as well as the S&P 500. Now, in the past couple of days, we've actually seen the S&P 500 form what appears to be a descending fractal, and Thursday and Friday managed to hit its bottom support, its lowest point in a very long time, and correct all the way back up to retesting the top resistance, which is pretty insane to see this massive recovery take such a short amount of time. Last time we did this, it actually happened in about 4 days, which is also pretty quickly, and we seem to recover after retesting oversold at a fairly fast rate. Now, what we need to look at is when we do decide to open Monday, and it will basically give us the decision as to whether or not we break through this resistance, which we've seen slightly in the past here, but also decide, when we do decide to close tomorrow, as to whether or not we close above and maybe start to break through this descending fractal and break through and start to change and close above our previous high, indicating that this bearish reversal has now turned into a bullish one, creating higher lows, or if we get rejected off this resistance and start to trend lower, which is still a big possibility. Now, otherwise, we are going to be looking at XRP and these other cryptos, which are also forming descending fractals. These typically are, bullish bias. XRP has a bullish bias right now because of this descending fractal, and so does the S&P 500. So there is a chance, hopefully soon, that maybe we found the bottom. Maybe 13% was the lowest point in correction that we see, and we'll start to break back up, and that calls it. Hopefully we don't see a 17 to 20% correction, but that still is a big possibility. With all this being said, guys, today's video is brought to us by FARCANA. As you can see, FARCANA is a AAA GameFi metaverse battle royale with Bitcoin prize pools, which is pretty cool. It's basically the crypto gaming industry, which, as I've told you in the past, is getting extremely popular over the past couple of months here. But more information about FARCANA will be at the end of today's video, so definitely stay tuned to the end to check out what exactly FARCANA is. I've also linked them down in the description if you'd like to check them out earlier. With this all being said, definitely make sure to smash the like button, turn on post notifications, subscribe, and let's dive into today's episode. So guys, as you can see here, this is the XRP crypto coin display that we're going to be giving away. You can see I have one in the background of my videos because it's honestly super cool, 3D printed. It's $130, and we'll be picking the winner today and seeing who's going to go home with one of these, and I'll have it shipped out. When we do pick the winner, please send me an email to Crypto TV Official with a screenshot of your channel on YouTube so I know that that username is you. Now, in regards to that, let's dive in and see who this lucky winner is. As you guys can see, I typically pick, and I did pick, the most popular video of the past week, and then we separated the comments to make sure there wasn't any duplicate users, and we had 131 unique comments. I then clicked start, and the winner for this week's giveaway, as you can see here, is Todd Lisayak. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. I don't think I am. Regardless, Todd, definitely make sure, and if you are watching, to send me an email at Crypto TV Official so I can get your contact information and shipping address so that I can send this out to you. Make sure to also include your phone number so that I can tie it to the tracking. With all that being said, let's dive into the technical analysis. So guys, as you can see on XRP, there is this descending fractal that we have been pretty much tracking for a couple of days now. When we did discover this descending fractal, we originally thought it was a descending triangle because you can see the downtrend and this bottom support that's been afloat. Crazy thing is, it's still in effect, which is interesting because even if we cancel out the fact that it isn't a symmetrical triangle, but we draw this trend line where support is, you can see it's actually acting as a bit of resistance currently. And it's pretty incredible to see how this still is reacting with the prices. You can also see where it acts as a support too if we did trend sideways. Now, looking at things a little bit closer, you can see for the most part here, and I'll jump to the 4-hour charts, that we are in what appears to be a pretty strong descending fractal, and we are retesting our 4-hour moving averages here. And there's a big possibility that we'll know whether or not we break bearish or bullish come the next couple of hours, if not by tomorrow when the stock market does decide to open back up. So there's a few things we could do in preparation. Obviously, make sure your exchange is filled so that you can time this breakout, appropriately. But what we're looking for is confirmation on the daily charts as to which direction we decide to close to. Probably today or tomorrow, we're going to know, because you can see we're rejected tomorrow, if we're going to close above or below this. Now, obviously, if we start to see tonight close us above, there's a chance the highest point that we could head up to is maybe 83 cents. It's not a big jump, but we are intertwined with the moving average, and you can see how detrimental this has been in the past, where prices typically tend to break or get rejected from this and start to correct lower. Ideally, the same thing we can also do is apply the fact that if we close below here tonight, there's a chance we could consolidate back down and see a correction to the downside. Ideally, what I'm trying to do is wait for tomorrow and time this appropriately and see how the S&P 500 decides to close. If tomorrow we close above our descending fractal here, and we see prices on the S&P close us above, then we know that there's a chance we could see leverage to the upside. If vice versa, we close below it, there's a chance we could see correction. But we are in a very similar stance, XRP and the S&P. You can see here XRP has the moving averages extremely close once it does break through the descending fractal. Same thing applies with the S&P. If we break through this descending fractal, we're very close to the moving average, which is going to act as a big resistance for the coin. So we have to expect to see the possibility of correction as well as the possibility of a break, but that's really what we're looking for. We're trying to time the bottom. Did we hit it? We won't know until tomorrow night. That's pretty much the deciding factor. Now, I also wanted to show you guys something which I found pretty interesting. Ukraine, as of 21 hours ago, so yesterday, Ukraine's Twitter, their official Twitter, which has 1.3 million followers, and I'm sure they got a handful of those in the past couple of days here, they tweeted, which is very interesting to see a country ask for this, but it says, "Stand with the people of Ukraine. They're now accepting cryptocurrency donations, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and USDT." And they tweeted their Bitcoin address and Ethereum and USDT Tether address right here, which is incredible to see a country actually wanting to receive crypto and Bitcoin as a means of payment or in a form of donations. What the crazy thing is too is I actually looked up their blockchain address here, and you can see the address has received 4,400 times on the Bitcoin blockchain. Now, I don't know how much has come in the past 24 hours since they tweeted this and how much they had prior, but from articles that I've read, they've received over $4 million in donations in cryptocurrency just over the past couple of hours. But you can see here the value of this current address is 58 Bitcoin, which is over $2 million. Then when you could see the Etherscan Ethereum address, you can see this valuation of this wallet is over $4.9 million, which is pretty incredible. And you can see majority of these transactions are coming in literally scattered throughout the past couple of minutes. You can see all these addresses that are accepting crypto donations. To Ukraine crypto donation here. 6 seconds ago, 3 hours, 43 seconds, 43. People are sending a lot of cryptocurrency to help support them. So obviously you could check out their Twitter account too if you wanted to donate to help them out here. I wish I could find when the address was created, because that would ideally time how much more they've received. But regardless, it's pretty incredible to see the power of cryptocurrency being used in all forms of positive, beneficial use cases instead of just, for drug trade or dark web, stuff like that. It's pretty incredible to see the power on the opposite, how quickly people can send money from all over the world. So I just thought I would share that with you. Now, in regards to how the markets are trading right now, we are consolidating and starting to swing up. It's quite interesting to see, if you ask me. You can see for the most part, these cryptocurrencies are moving up about 1% to 2% at most here. Nothing, incredible is happening, but it's just interesting to notice these movements that we're starting to see here. And you can see for most of these cryptocurrencies, we're in a very interesting area. I don't typically like to trade inside these channels here, and Bitcoin and Ethereum seem to be doing just that. For the most part, we're kind of, between a bottom support and a top resistance. You can see for Ethereum, we have our bottom support at about 1893 and the top resistance probably closer to $3,000 here. The thing that I really want to show you guys, which I find quite fascinating, is if we go to, stock market correction percentage, you can get a pretty interesting overview. You can see here typically here that what a correction is. You can see there's no universally accepted definition for stock market corrections, but most people consider a correction to have occurred when a major stock index such as the S&P, which we've been watching, typically declines by more than 10% but less than 20 from its most recent peak. Now, in regards to the S&P 500, you guys can see here the most recent correction we've had from its peak to its bottom has fallen about 14%, which is right in between a 10 and 20% dip. Now, currently with the 2 days of consolidation that we had, it shot us up from that 14% all the way up to an 8.87% correction, which does map out, hey, maybe this is the bottom. That would be great. If this was the lowest point we moved to, that would be very, very, very beneficial to see prices recover pretty quickly from that, which would also cause, maybe, hopefully, the stock market and cryptocurrencies to start to see some small movements back to the upside here. Now, what is the start of a bear market for crypto and for the S&P? Now, we've seen cryptocurrency fall about 50% already. So crypto is way inside a bear market and has been. But you can see here, to any degree, whether a correction will reverse or turn into a bear market, this period is when the market is down by 20% or more. However, historically, most corrections haven't become bear markets. There have been 24 market corrections since November of 1974, and only 5 of them since 1974 have become bear markets, which is pretty incredible. And the last one we just saw was in 2020, just 2 years ago. So the likelihood that we see a big correction within the S&P 500 is drastically reduced because we just recently saw a, bearish, slump, a bear market just a couple of months ago, back in 2020 when COVID happened. So we're not seeing any detrimental thing like that to our economy just yet. But ideally, we could still see the possibility of correction, which is what we've anticipated and we've talked about in previous videos here, that we could see prices dip us just to a 20% dip, a 17% dip, somewhere in this target zone here, which is still a big possibility. Now we can extend this and move this up because you could see we're in a descending, pattern here, but ideally something like this is what we're looking for. A movement like this is the ideal movement that we expect, or I'm planning to see prices dip down to. But if we can reverse off of this and see prices start to head up, that may map the bottom for crypto, and it may map the bottom obviously for the S&P, and we might start to see crypto reverse back up here. So nobody knows for sure whether we're at the lowest point, as I am a strong believer that the lowest I think Bitcoin and these other cryptos can move to is maybe down to its moving average here. I really think in the longest point of the correction, the lowest point crypto could move to for Bitcoin would be right at about 31K, because you can see how strong this support actually is. The moving average has caught up incredibly well. We used to trade at about 8 grand in 2020, where the moving average was on the weekly. Now it's moved all the way up to 35K in regards to the moving average here. And you can see we've managed to bottom off this and use this as a very strong support over the past couple of weeks here. You can also see this bottom support, the price floor, drawn in incredibly well, which has shown immediate reversals when we do, retest that. So we'll see. We could have a couple more months of correction to the downside here, and we won't know for sure if a bear market is coming. But the way we're reacting right now might show that, hey, maybe we've seen the lowest point for right now, and maybe we'll start to recover. Ideally, I don't know. This is a good time, obviously, to buy in and just hold for the long term in both the S&P 500 and Bitcoin and crypto. But you do just have to plan for the possibilities of seeing this turn into a bear market if that happens. Ideally, that's pretty much the update for today, guys. I know most cryptocurrencies right now are still consolidating. There's no real buying opportunity, but I'm just letting you guys know with the update. With that all being said, if you are the winner of today's giveaway, definitely make sure to send me an email. Otherwise, guys, I do want to talk more about Farkana with you. I want to give a huge shout out to Farkana for sponsoring today's episode. As with all crypto projects, please do your own research and never invest anything you can't afford to lose. So guys, after Facebook's rebranding to Meta a few months ago, the already thriving metaverse sector experienced a significant boost. However, despite the success of play-to-earn P2E models, rapidly growing adoption of NFTs, and the increasing number of gaming giants exploring blockchain technology, the sector lacks the AAA game that could serve as a major catalyst for driving mass adoption among gamers. Now, Farkana, a gaming metaverse project, aims to fill that niche. Leveraging the combination of P2E, NFTs, and AI, it's building an immersive virtual world that features a game with real Bitcoin awards. Now, Farkana is a AAA GameFi metaverse with battle royale modes that leverages the trending free-to-earn model. And it's an open-world sandbox where users can actively participate in the development of the virtual realm, trade resources, join tournaments, as well as even earn Bitcoin. Now, the action takes places on terraformed Mars, where players fight to be the last one standing on a nuclear station. And they can even collect in-game NFTs to upgrade their characters, buy and sell in-game assets on the Farkana marketplace, and even purchase their own extraterrestrial land plots. Now, the project has already partnered with world-famous UFC stars to bring their first customizable avatars into the game, and Farkana seeks to take the UX to the next level by integrating artificial intelligence and VR elements into the game. But to date, Farkana is one of the metaverse projects most integrated with the real economy, and as a P2E title, Farkana Farkana offers a few ways of earning both in-game assets and even Bitcoin. And here players can earn the native FARCANA token by participating in events and simple tournaments, as well as selling loot on the marketplace and a few other methods. Now guys, Farkana is the native and utility token of the project with a total supply of 500 million coins. It is used to settle all payments within the ecosystem. And Farkana actually allocates 13% of the Farkana token supply, which will be utilized in the form of grants as well as PR and marketing campaigns. Farkana's in-game marketplace is one of the key components of the game economy, and here users and guilds can buy and sell NFT assets such as avatars and gear. Now, while avatars are purely cosmetic items, weapons, armor, and consumables can be used to upgrade them, improving the gaming experience and boosting their resale price. By combining AAA game design practices, leveraging AI tech, and even using Bitcoin mining hash rate as collateral, Farkana aims to enhance the current P2E model. And the upcoming release of the game will create a new benchmark in GameFi, setting a new bar and potentially making the solutions within the sector more sustainable and attractive for users in the long run. Now, for the time being, the team will remain focused on the metaverse and game development, and Farkana actually closed a successful seed round, and now the private sale is going on, and you're actually able to contribute in a private sale via whitelist on the website, and all you have to do is fill in your data and join the whitelist. And besides private and public sale rounds, Farkana will release the demo version of its game, complete the security audit of its main smart contract, launch its first playable NFT collection, and upload the first Mars polygon based on the 500 images and the Emirates Exploration Imagers space mission. Now, the team plans to test an alpha version of Farkana in March and April of this year. But guys, for more information about Farkana, definitely make sure to check out the links in the description of today's video, where you can find their website and socials. Otherwise, huge shout out to Farkana for sponsoring today's episode. As always, make sure to smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm, turn on post notifications, subscribe, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Peace.